Reading. It is not a passive skill. It is important to teach reading because it is part of the teacher's job and it can accomplish the study purposes of the students. Also, teachers should promote that students find joy while reading. Students should do readings that are according to their capabilities and interests.
There are some soft skills that students can develop while learning reading, and they are scanning, skimming, inferencing, guessing meaning from context, answering questions, summarizing, prediction, and ordering sequence of story. In order to teach reading, the teacher has a process to follow. First, it is the pre-reading phase, where the teacher can show a picture related to the reading or do a brainstorm with ideas students can have. Second, while they are reading, the teacher directs the comprehension of the task. He or she can give clear instructions and make students practice the reading. And third, it is the post-reading phase. The teacher can check comprehension with questions about the reading. And finally, students can tell situations related with the text and express their feelings or opinions.
So, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our reading session, okay? So, we're going to have some rules for this class, okay? So, please don't use your cell phones. We don't need them because we have everything on papers. And try to participate. If you want to talk, raise your hand. If it's just in some activities, you're going to talk and clockwise, okay? But if you want to say something, please raise your hand. And, well, the most important thing is to have fun and enjoy the reading, okay? So now we're going to have a little activity before we read the text. It's going to be a matching. Do you remember what a matching is? Somebody?
Maybe just try to find a definition of something.
Yeah, exactly. So in this case, you're going to have some vocabulary, okay? So you're going to have some words up here, okay? And here you have the definitions. So you just have to look for the definitions and match them with the words, okay? So let's try to do that. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, okay? Do you need pencils? Yeah, sure, I'm going to get you. Here you go, this one. For you.
Yeah. If you have any question with any definition or you don't understand a word, you can ask us.
You finished? Yes.
I think so.
Okay, perfect. So almost everybody finished. Any questions?
No.
No? Okay, to check the meanings, are you ready to compare? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so who wants to start with the first one, the explanation? Yeah.
The explanation for how something starts origin.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, perfect.
Someone else? You?
Okay. The part of a living thing which is not the body and you can't see or touch it. It is the spirit.
Yeah, perfect.
Correct.
Next one.
Daniela, please.
To pray to means to worship.
Yes. And the next one.
A group of people usually connect to each other by place or culture. Really?
Attract. Yes. Perfect.
Amira, next one.
Something used to heat or hurt people, people.
Perfect. Yes. And to attack a place with an army.
Daniela.
To attack a place with an army to invade.
Yes.
Janice, could you help us with the next one?
To make something stronger to support.
Yes. And
The
the last one, who wants to make? The last one, Daniela? Yeah,
Looks-
okay.
Looks real, but it's not fake.
Yeah. So now let's think about what the reading is going to be about. What do you think? Just some ideas. What do you think?
Maybe our history.
Something related to history, yeah? What else?
Maybe something related to magic
Magic, why? Why do you think so?
because of the spirit.
The spirit, yes, perfect.
Jonathan, could you give us an idea?
Maybe is something imagine?
Something imaginary,
Yes.
like fantasy, something like this? Or no?
I don't know.
Yes, maybe. Okay, Amira, maybe? Do you have an idea?
It will be about religion.
A relation?
Yes.
A relationship?
Relationship? Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Mhm. Janice, maybe some ideas?
Maybe
Could you speak a little bit louder, please, so they can listen to you?
maybe about a place with different people. Fantastic.
Yeah, with different tracks. Yes. So you got the main ideas about the reading. Okay. So let's get to the reading itself. For this, we're going to create like a cozy atmosphere. So we have some background music, but just really soft music. And we're going to play a game. Okay, that game is called Stop Reading. That consists in that, for example, we're going to start with Daniela, and she's going to start reading. You have the reading already. And she's going to start reading, and if she makes a mistake, we all are listening to it, and if you hear a mistake, you say stop. So she stops reading, and we continue with her neighbor. Okay, we're going clockwise. Okay, so we have to be aware of the mistakes of each other. So every time you hear a mistake, you say stop. Okay, Jonathan, could you help me explaining what you have to do now?
We will to read the stories, and if we do a mistake, the other people who say stop, and I stop to read.
Yes, perfect. And then, I mean, who continues after he commits a mistake?
Or the neighbor.
Yeah, the neighbor. In clockwise. Yes, perfect. Okay. So to start with, so a reading atmosphere. Just the drink is missing, the tea is missing. Okay, and some background music, okay? Okay, so let's start with you, Daniela, okay?
Okay, so fairies today are the stuff of children's stories. Little magical people with wings, often shining with light. Typically pretty and female, like Tinkerbell and Peter Pan. They usually use their magic to do small things and are mostly friendly to humans. We own many.
Okay, stop.
We own many of your modern ideas about
fairies to Shakespeare and stories from the 18th and 19th centuries. Although we can see the origins of fairies as far back as the ancient Greeks, we can see similar creatures in many cultures. The earliest fairy-like creatures can be found in the Greek idea that trees and rivers had spirits.
Okay, repeat what he said wrong and then you continue, okay?
and rivers but have spirits called dryads and nymphs. Some people think these creatures were originally the gods of earlier pagan religions that worshipped nature. They were replaced by the Greek and Roman gods, and then later by the Christian gods. They became smaller, the powerful figures.
Less powerful figures as they lost importance. Another explanation suggests the origin.
The origin of fairs is a memory of real people. not spirit. So,
Stop. Spirits.
Spirits. So, for example, when tribes with metal weapons invaded land where people only used stone weapons, some of the people escaped and hid in the forests and caves. Further support for this idea is that fairies were thought to be afraid of iron and could not touch it. Living outside of society, the hidden people probably stole food and attacked villages. This might explain.
Stop. Mind.
This might explain why fairies were often described as playing tricks on humans. Hundreds of years ago, people actually believed
People actually believed that fairies stole new babies and replaced them with a changeling.
Could you speak up louder, please?
Replaced them with a changeling, a fairy baby, or that they took new mothers and made them feed fairy babies with their milk. While most people no longer believe in fairies, only 100 years ago, some people were very willing to think.
Were very willing to think they might exist. In 1917, 16 years old Elsie Wright
Elsie Wright took 2 photos of her cousin, 9-year-old Frances Griffiths, sitting with fairies. Some photography experts thought they
they were fake, while others weren't sure. But Arthur Conan Doyle, the writer of the Sherlock Holmes detective stories, believed they were real. He published the original picture and
Pictures, and 3 more that girls took for him. In a magazine called The Strand in 1920, the girls only admitted the photos were fake years later in 1983, created using pictures of dancers that Elsie copied.
Stop.
Elsie copied from a book.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so what do you think about the reading?
Did you like it?
Fairies? Yes? Do you like fairies? Okay. Yes? Okay. So did you know the history behind fairies? No. No? Not really? Okay. So now we're going to have an activity where you're going to repass a little bit what the reading is about, okay?
Okay, now we're going to show you a collage with the pictures of the reading, and I want you to give me the relationship of the stories, okay? So, here you have the collage with the pictures of the stories. So, Daniela, could you explain the first picture, please?
Okay, I'm going to pass the little version, okay? And you try to relate those images to the text, okay? And for example, if you see something and you remember, oh, that, yes, the text mentioned it, you can scan the reading for the information. Josue, do you remember what scanning was?
Scanning was just taking a brief review of the reading to find some information.
Yeah, so you find some information related to the image in this case, okay? So I'm going to pass you so you can see that better. Abraham was talking about
The first picture at the top.
I think it was at the very beginning when it compares fairies with magical things that usually are for children.
Yes.
Yes.
B. Perfect.
Jonathan, could you help me explaining the second picture? Here you have the small version.
the second picture is about the Greeks, the ancient Greeks.
Okay. Janice, could you help me with the third one?
In the third picture, maybe dreams
with metal weapons, and it's a baby this.
Okay. Somebody else remembers something related to the baby? To the babies especially?
Yeah, it says something that they change the real baby or something like that.
Yes. Check now where the part is, the picture is there. So you can scan the information, what it says, what Daniela mentioned.
The real picture, tell us about the third picture, please.
It's number 5.
The third, about the babies.
The persons, well, the people believe that the new babies were replaced with changeling, that is a fairy baby, and or that they took new mothers and made them feed fairy babies with their milk.
Yes, so they changed. That's why we have the image of a little baby, fairy baby.
Okay, Jose, could you help me with the fourth one?
Here you have a picture, I guess.
Well, in this case, people were willing to think of the fact that fairies could actually exist. And according to the text, it also talks about 2 photos that were taken by Elsie Wright.
Mm-hmm.
And in those pictures, she was sitting with the fairies.
Yes, with supposed to be fairy.
So, Amira, could you help me with the last one, please?
Let's see. I think that it looks like the first part of the reading that says that fairies. Today we saw them like magical stories.
Okay, we tell them in magical stories.
Like in Disney movies, for example, we see them a lot. Like in this picture, I think everybody knows this fairy, right? She's mentioned at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, Tinkerbell.
So Tinkerbell, yeah, okay.
Okay, guys, now we're going to move to our next activity. And we have a reading comprehension. So in the sheet, you have to circle the true and false answer, okay? And these true and false activities are related to the reading that we just made. If you have a question, you can ask.
So it's clear, right? So task 1, are the sentences true or false, or is the information not given? So you circle just one. And in task 2, you circle the best answer.
Okay, guys, it's time to check the answers. Okay, Daniela, could you read the first one in task 1?
First one says, fairies are not usually male. That's not given information.
Okay, correct.
Yes.
Someone else can tell me the second? Okay, Mira.
Yeah. Newer religions changed how people follow fairies. I think that is true.
Correct.
Yes.
Janice, number 3, please.
People use the iron to protect themselves from violence. Is false.
Correct.
Yes.
Number 4, someone?
Okay.
Sorry.
People thought very good babies were presents from the fairies. It's false.
Okay. 5th, someone? Jonathan, please.
Arthur Conan Doyle created some fake photos. Is false.
Correct. And the last one, Dario, please.
Elsie and Franz were surprised. Arthur Conan Doyle believed them, and that's where he is not here.
Correct. Okay,
Perfect.
let's move to task number 2. Someone can help me with the first one? Okay,
Switch,
go ahead.
okay.
In paragraph 1, the word they refers to, I think, children maybe?
Somebody has a different answer there?
Okay,
Yes.
Amir.
I think that it's fairies.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fairies actually. Okay. The second one?
Daniela.
In paragraph 2, the words this
Someone else has a different answer? Okay, Jose?
I have tree and rivers.
That's the correct answer. Okay. So let's move to the number 3. Jonathan, please.
In paragraph 2, the word they refers to tiger cats.
Yes. Letter A. Number 4. Dario.
In paragraph 3, the word this idea refers to the idea that fairies use stand tools.
Someone else has a different. Okay, Daniela.
The idea that fairies were based on people.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the answer. Letter A. Okay. Okay. Number 5. Janice, please.
In paragraph 3, the word is refers to stolen food.
Somebody has a different answer? Maybe? Yes.
Yeah.
The possibility that hiding people stole food and attack villages.
Yes.
Yes, that's the answer. And last one, Jose, please.
In paragraph 4, the word more refers to the photos.
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so now to close with our reading session for today, we're going to play a little game, okay? So you don't need your sheets anymore. We're going to move the tables, but first please listen to me. Move the tables, and then you're going to be fairies, okay? Then we're going to play to music, and we're going to have those balloons, you see? And while the music is playing, the balloons have to be in the air. So you have to help each other to have them in the air, okay? So moving. When the music stops, each of you grabs a balloon, okay? And then we're going to say a name of the color, or any color. And the person with that color has to destroy the balloon, okay? So that it breaks. And then you have a little paper inside, okay? And it could be a question or something you have to do. So we're going to see that, okay? So, Josue, could you please repeat the instruction?
Okay, what I remember is that we have to stand up, and then while the music is playing, we're going to try to make the balloon stay in the air.
Yes.
Then when the music stops, we have to grab the balloon and say a color.
No, we say the color.
Okay,
we say
the
the
color.
color.
So after
And
that,
yes.
the person with that color needs to destroy the balloon, and we have a paper inside of the question or
With something you have to do. Okay, and Amira, what do you think is then? So you have to do, and if you do it right, you get a prize. Okay, and we try to make everybody participate. Yes. So please help us moving the tables. Okay? So let's start. Remember that everybody has to help to get all the balloons in the air. So we exchange and help each other as fairies, okay? So you have one fairy tribe, okay? So I'm going to start the music. Please help me. Okay, now.
Okay, the purple one. At the front, please.
The purple one.
The purple one.
And you can use this one too. Yes.
And read it aloud, please.
How are fairies described in the actually?
Yes. So how are they described?
Pretty and female.
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 Yeah, pretty and female. You remember the first part?
Yes.
Okay. So let's keep playing. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. Thank you very much.
Already, so I have a prize.
Okay, the blue one. The light blue
The
one.
light blue. Come up the front and use it. And read it aloud.
Sing your favorite song in a funny voice.
Yeah, so she has something not related to the reading. So sing your favorite song in a funny voice.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
In a funny voice.
That's
they call them.
Yes. Do you remember?
It was a difficult thing. No.
Somebody maybe could help?
In the Greek idea that trees and rivers had spirits, how they call them? Nymphs?
Nymphs, yes. Well, nymphs is one of them. Okay, one is fine. Yes? So perfect. You can choose a lot.
So just have a.
No, you got the entire price. Okay.
Music stop. The orange one. You, because you haven't participated.
How walk across a road.
Yes. Yes.
So you can.
Yes?
Yes.
Wherever you like.
Okay.
Yeah. Good job.
Okay.
Here you have.
Thank you. And let's keep playing to have the last two. The pink one. There's the paper.
What is the virus weakness? Why?
There is weakness.
And why?
Do you remember?
No.
No? No? Somebody maybe who could help?
It's iron.
And why? Why was iron?
Because they thought it will hurt them in some way. Or they use high weapons.
Oh, yes.
Yes, because the people who attacked the hidden people use iron weapons.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay.
So, the last.
Okay, the blue one. Oh yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
Spin around and clap,
yes. Okay. So did you understand? Or could you read out loud, or do you want me to read it for you?
Spin around and clap, yelling, I believe in fires.
Yeah. Okay, so she has to spin around, clapping and yelling, I believe in fairies.
So you can make a circle, please, like the students.
So she's going to turn around.
So, can you hold your hands? The five of you. So you have to spin around and
Spin around.
like yell. I believe.
Yell,
in
I
fire.
believe,
I believe in fairies.
Loud.
Louder, louder.
I believe in fires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. And that was the session for you today. Don't forget to take your Little Fairies reading at home, okay? Okay, so see you next time.
Bye.
Thank